What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer Day with TK. It's a somewhat cool Friday afternoon here in Findlay, Ohio, and it seems like we went from summer to winter real quick. I've been kind of under the weather for the last week. I've been dealing with some dental issues. I have to go get a root canal. And I had some meds, some pain meds, and some antibiotics, and I've been generally feeling like crap. So I haven't done a video for a while, and I haven't been keeping up with others' videos and commenting. So my apologies to all the other beer reviewers out there. I'm gonna get back on the horse and check out some videos and make some more myself real soon. So the beer I have today is one that was sent to me a little while ago from Wayne in Pennsylvania. Wayne is down in the Philly area and picked up Lord Chesterfield's Ale. I know I'd mentioned a few times on the channel, I kind of came up drinking Yingling when I was in college. We regularly drank Yuengling Premium. Kegs are about $2 more than Milwaukee's Best, so it was kind of a no-brainer for me. I'd rather spend the $2 and drink something a little better than Milwaukee's Best. We used to drink some of the other stuff as well, so obviously Yingling Lager, the Porter, Black and Tan, and Lord Chesterfield's Ale. This was probably the most underappreciated beer, I would say, in my college days, and kind of continued throughout the years. This is probably the least seen of the Yingling beers. Even since Yingling's moved into Ohio, I've seen the Oktoberfest, the Hershey's Porter, regular Porter, Black and Tan. I've seen literally just about everything but this one. So I was super excited when Wayne sent it out. He also sent one to Brian the Beer Snob. So if you check out his channel, you might have a competing view of the Chetty to see what he thinks about it. Now, as to the title, I grew up with calling it Lord Chesterfield's Ale, but I guess they now go by the street name of Chetty. So I guess Lord Chesterfield has some street cred, even though he still has that wig on there. Now, this is supposed to be an English-style pale ale and comes in at 5.4% ABV with 12 IBUs. As far as ratings, it's a little bit of a mixed bag. On Untappd, it gets a 3.15. Beer Advocate, the scores are kind of mixed. Now, if you look at the fan score, I guess people that reviewed it, it gets a 2.96, which isn't bad for a beer from what's essentially a macro brewery at this point. I guess they're probably the largest American-owned brewery and largest microbrewery. I don't know at what point you jump over that the shark there and become a macro brewery. Soon they'll be available everywhere in the U.S., and to me, that's kind of the sign. I know you can go by barrel production or all these different things, but when you can get it just about anywhere, it's probably getting close to a macro brew. That being said, this isn't one you see regularly. And it got a score of a 69 or poor from the critics, but the fans, people that do the reviews, 2.96. So this kind of reminds me of, when you watch Rotten Tomatoes for these crappy films that the critics like and the fans hate, or vice versa. This seems to be getting, a raw deal from the critics with a 69 poor score, but people who drink it seem to like it. As far as the head, got at least 2 fingers, a nice white, creamy, thick head there. It looks really good, especially considering this is a can from a macro-ish brewery. As far as the color, very light in color. If I'm going to go with my Brew HQ chart, I'd say this is maybe a 3 or a 4 if we're lucky. Kind of a straw color. I'd expected it to be maybe a tiny bit hazier, or a tiny bit darker. Now, it is crystal clear. You can see right through it. Get a few little bubbles going on in there, quite fine, like champagne bubbles. Now, this is a beer that I had drank over the years, like I said. So I turned to Untappd to see when was the last time I actually had a Lord Chesterfield. And it turns out it was the 4th of July, 2013. So it's been quite a while since I had one of these, so pretty hyped to give it a shot. So thanks again, Wayne, for sending this out. I'm thrilled to be able to try it after all these years. All right, cheers. Oh, let me give it a sniff first. Getting ahead of myself. I've been sick for a week, and now I'm jumping steps. The smell's kind of light. It's nothing too crazy going on. Maybe like a light herbal kind of hoppiness, but that's about it. Nothing off-putting and nothing too crazy. Yeah, now I'll give it a shot. Cheers. My first beer in probably a week. I need this. Very light bodied. Medium light, probably right on the verge between medium and light. Now, the one thing you do notice, it kind of just looks like any old generic American beer. When you first drink it, the body's a little on the thinner side, but you do pick up like a nice taste when you take that first big sip. You get a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of malty sweetness, but you do also get like a nice hop punch. It's not a big piney hop, and I wouldn't even say it's kind of like the citrus hops that you get in a lot of different beers. This is just kind of a nice bitter hop. And again, it's supposed to be an English pale ale. And I know to many this probably isn't hoppy enough. And for those that like Miller Lite and Coors Light and Bud Light, it's probably too hoppy. And maybe that's one of the reasons why people aren't sure what to think about this. But for me, this is a pretty solid beer. Now, would I put this up against some of the finer beers in the world? Of course not. It's more of a macro level beer. That being said, this has a bit of skill, and it's been made with a little bit of flavor, which is something that these styles of beers traditionally don't have when you buy them in the U.S. Now, like I said, I know it's supposed to be an English pale ale. The English ones I'd expect to be slightly darker, maybe slightly hoppier. That being said, this is a really decent sessionable beer, 5.4%. You could drink a few of these and it wouldn't do you in. And it has enough flavor to let you know that you're drinking something that's a little different than the normal American kind of pale lager or whatever you want to call them type beers. So for me, Chetty, this would be a thumbs up. I would drink another one of these. I would drink a couple of these, and I have over the years, and I'm thrilled that after about 8 years to be able to try it again. So Wayne, big shout out. Thanks for sending this out. Sorry it took so long to actually get to review it. And again, if you want to see a complimentary video to see what someone else thinks, go check out Brian the Beer Snob and his channel. Give him a like and a subscribe if you like what he does. And I haven't seen it yet. I didn't watch it. I don't want to watch it until I did mine because I didn't want it to influence what I think. But I'll go check it out afterwards myself as well. Hey, if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. Have you had Chetty? Do they sell it in your neck of the woods? One question I am interested in is, I know Yingling's just about in a lot of states right now. I won't say everywhere, but in a lot of places. But this is one I've never seen outside of Pennsylvania. Have you been able to buy this outside of Pennsylvania if they sell Yingling where you live? Let me know. I'm really curious. Hey, till next time, cheers.